Oi, pessoal! Tudo bem? Hi, everyone! Tudo bem, gente? Welcome to the Brazilian Portuguese Week. Today is the last class. Time passes so fast. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would like to know if you guys can see me and hear me well. Let me know in the comments. Let me see who's here. I see Aref. Tudo bem, Aref? Henrik, Sutherland, Pauline, Bailey, Paulina, Anali, Linnea, Larissa, Tom. Tudo bom, gente? Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very happy to be here with you. Today I prepared a class to share with you some tips about how I learn languages, how I study languages. As you guys know, I'm so passionate about this. I've been studying languages for a long time. I also speak, of course, my native language is Portuguese. I'm Brazilian, if you don't know. And I also speak English, of course. French is my favorite language, actually. I also speak a little bit of Spanish, and I'm learning German now, which is a huge challenge. So I have a lot of tips that I'd like to share with you to help you in your learning journey. Remember that you can download the material for this class. I'll have some useful links for you in the material. And also, you can watch a replay of this class and all the other classes. If you go to my website, I'm going to share my screen with you so I can show you my website. Oi, Daisy. Oi, Ahmed. Frida. Tudo bom, gente? So, okay, let me share my screen with you. So this is the website, my courses, my school's website, okay? I have two websites. I have speakingbrazilian.com and I have this website where I host my courses. So on this website, you find all my courses, free courses and also paid courses, okay? So just go to school.speakingbrazilian.com. You can see it right here, right at the top, school.speakingbrazilian.com. So here you see my paid courses on the top. They are open for enrollment this week until this evening, actually. And below you see my free courses. If you have not taken my free courses yet, I highly recommend you do. They are absolutely free and they are very helpful as well. So to download the free material for this class and the other classes we had this week, you have to click on Brazilian Portuguese Week and sign up if you have not signed up already, okay? You find all the PDFs for downloads and also a replay of each class. So I recommend that you watch all the replays and you study the material to really assimilate the content, okay? And of course, I'd like to remind you guys that today is the last day to join my courses that start next week. So classes start next week, so I have to close enrollment. So I'm going to organize all the classes, all the groups, because all classes include live classes with a teacher. So I need time to organize these classes. So I'm closing enrollment this evening, 11:55 New York time, okay, New York time. If you want to join one of my courses, don't miss this opportunity. Courses are super fun. I offer 3 options. Beginner level course. The beginner level course, the essential course for beginners, is a very complete and intensive course. You can take the course at your own pace if you want. You can take as long as you want to take the course, but I do recommend that you follow the schedule, which is to complete 1 module every week and attend the live classes for 12 weeks. So if you follow the schedule that I recommend, you would complete the course in 12 weeks and you would learn all the most essential content that you need to know. So this course is very complete. It is recommended for beginner levels, for those who have never studied Portuguese before, and also for those who have already studied a little bit but still need to assimilate the content, review and assimilate. All courses include live classes, and you will practice Portuguese in class, every class, okay? And my second course, it is the Speaking Brazilian Academy. The Academy is my intermediate and advanced level course. So in this class, you are going to practice conversation and learn more advanced grammar and vocabulary. This course is not recommended for beginners. Even if you speak Spanish, Italian, French, or any other Romance language, this course is not recommended for those who have never studied Portuguese before. Okay, even if you can understand Portuguese, if you have never studied Portuguese before, you need to start from the beginning. Okay, you need to take a beginner's course, and then you can move on to the intermediate level class, because the academy doesn't cover basic content, basic grammar, vocabulary, etc. Okay, so this class, the academy, is for those who have already learned all the basics. You can already use all the main tenses and vocabulary, but you need a place to practice, right? We all need a place to practice when you're learning a new language. This is the biggest challenge, actually. I have this problem with the languages I'm learning too. Like, I wish I had a place to practice regularly, and it is difficult to have someone to talk to. So I created this program to have you, so you have a place to practice and also improve, because you always have a teacher to help you, because sometimes you have like small questions that it is difficult to ask your Brazilian friends. It's much more to have the support. It's much better to have the support of a teacher, right? So this program is for you guys if you are intermediate or advanced level. And I also have the pre-intermediate workshop. The pre-intermediate workshop is for those who have already learned the basics, but you're still not conversational yet. You can't hold a conversation yet. You still need to practice more and assimilate the basic content before you move to the academy, before you join a more advanced class 100% in Portuguese. Okay, the workshop is about 80% in Portuguese, so there is a lot of Portuguese in class, a lot of conversation, but it's much simpler, much less advanced than the academy. So if you already know the basics, but you need to practice and brush up your Portuguese, I recommend the pre-intermediate workshop. Okay, guys, I'll have more time at the end of the class to answer your questions. I'm going to stop talking about my courses now because I'd like to start our class. But if you have questions, let me know. And I'll save some time at the end of this class to answer your questions also about my courses, okay? So now, if you're not sure what it is the best course for you, I also offer a placement test. You just go to my website, speakingbrazilian.com/placement test. And also Rob and Patricia are sharing all the links in the chat, so you can just click on the links and go to this website or the placement test. So Nina is asking, do you have any list of topics for pre-intermediate workshop? I haven't added the list to the website, but it's basically the same content of the beginner's course, but in a more practical way. So we do exercises and practice conversation in class. So if you want to take a look at the beginner's course content, it is the same content, but more advanced, more conversational style. Okay, but it is a basic content. So review all the main tenses, main verbs, main vocabulary, but more practice and less. In the beginner, we have all the lessons, very basic level. When you move to the pre-intermediate workshop, is more conversation practice using the basic content. Ok? Muito bom, Nina. Ótimo, pessoal. Okay, so. Okay, is there a problem with my screen? Not sure if I'm only the one seeing, but there is a comment covering. Oh, okay, sorry, I had brought, I always, when I read a comment, I bring it to the, bring it to the screen, Emily. Okay, guys, so one more thing I would like to say. After this class, I would like to invite you to go to my Instagram account and to participate on the challenge. So during this week, every day, I created a challenge for you to practice what you've learned in class. So there are the other days you can take. If you have not taken the other challenges, you can still go and take the challenges. There is a question that I ask you every day, so I challenge you to record a video of yourself and share it on Instagram. Don't forget to tag me, Speaking Brazilian School, and also use the hashtag Brazilian Portuguese Week. If you tag me, I'm going to share your post if it is shareable, and I'm going to also give you some feedback if you make any mistake. Also today the lesson is about study tips. So my question for you today is, what tip would you share with someone who's learning Portuguese now? What tools do you use that you think are useful? So share with us. Let us know what tools do you use. Try to speak it in Portuguese, but today, exceptionally, you could also do this in English if you want, because we are talking about tools. So feel free to use English if you want, but try to answer the question in Portuguese because it's more fun. So record a video of yourself sharing with us one tip, one tool that you really like to use when you're studying Portuguese. Okay, so this is today's challenge. And one last announcement, stay until the end of the class. At the end of the class, I'm going to give away one pronunciation training session with me via WhatsApp. This pronunciation training session aims to help you to improve your pronunciation. So I'm going to send you a text and one exercise, and I'm going to give you feedback on your pronunciation. Okay, so stay until the end of the class, and you might be the next winner. Okay, guys, I'm so excited about our class today. I'm going to share now the content of this class with you. Let me see if you guys have comments or questions. Okay. Very good, guys. Thank you so much for being here. That's amazing. So I see. Estou usando agora Duolingo e YouTube. Excelente, Libby. I like both tools are amazing. Jonas, I saw the Speaking Brazilian Academy costs $35 a month. And what is meant by the 15 course bundle? Oh, okay. So actually, John, the 15 course bundle, it means that we have every month I publish a new module, a new course to the academy. So we have 15 courses now because I started the academy 15 months ago. So each day, each month, I add a new module, a new course to the bundle. So new students, as soon as you sign up, you have access to all the 15 courses, and you can study the courses at your own pace. Each module includes 5 lessons. So each module includes one lesson, one listening lesson, one pronunciation lesson, one vocabulary lesson, one grammar lesson, and one writing and reading lesson, okay? So recommend if you join the course that you take the courses at your own pace, and every month I'll add a new course, a new module. So this always on the first Monday of the month. So this Monday, May 4th, I'm going to add the module 16th. So you have 16 course bundles. So we have one more course to study. And on May, we are going to focus, our classes are going to be focused on module 16. But you can always come back and review and take all the other courses at your own pace. Ok, very good question, John. Muito bom, gente. Ok, vamos lá. Então, vou compartilhar minha tela com vocês. I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm speaking English today because this class is actually useful for all levels, the students of all levels. So I'm speaking English to make sure that everyone understands me. But of course, this class is also useful for intermediate and advanced students, okay? Vamos lá. So, Word. So this is the material that you can download from my website. So the first thing I would like to talk to you about, it is the app called Anki. This app, one thing I would like you guys to know, I don't offer this app. It is not a product that I offer. I always recommend my students to use it, but it is not mandatory, it's just a recommendation, okay? For my courses, you don't have to use Anki if you don't like it. It is a free app available online, just like Duolingo and many other apps, okay? I really like Anki because Anki allows you to create your own cards. So when you go to Duolingo, for instance, I really like Duolingo. I think it's excellent to practice vocabulary and it is a good tool to have as an extra tool, okay? And I think that the Anki, I like Anki much better because you can add your own cards. Because in Duolingo, for instance, sometimes you have sentences like this, like the monkey likes chocolate. I don't know. You know, crazy sentences like this. So, and sentences that sometimes they're not useful for you. Of course, a lot of things that they add, it is very useful. I do recommend you use apps the app that you like the most. But in Anki, you can add your own cards, so you're never gonna see cards that you think they make no sense, or that, okay, it makes sense, but I don't need this vocabulary. I really don't want to waste my time learning this vocabulary because it's not important to me. So Anki, it is completely self-made. You create your own cards. So I recommend you only add cards that you really want to learn, things that are useful for you. And things that are useful for me are not the same things that are useful for you, because our lives are different, okay? We like different things. So we talk about different things with our friends. So that's what I really like about Anki, because you can create your own cards. And when you create your own cards, you are already learning, because you are taking your time to write down the cards, and you can add one card. You can use translations. You can add one card on one side, you can add English, and on the other side, Portuguese, or you can just use only Portuguese if your level is already intermediate. So it is perfect, because you can do it as you prefer. So you don't have to follow something that was made generally for everyone. Okay, I'm going to show you how I use Anki. It is, of course, more complicated than most apps, because as it is something that you are going to add your own cards, you have to download the app, you have to learn how to use this app. It is not super easy like Duolingo, okay? It's more complicated. So it requires a little bit more of technology and patience. Okay, so I'm gonna share, I'm sharing with you all these links on the PDF that you download from my website, and also I added the links at the top of the page. So if you go to my website, you'll see all these links. Now I'm gonna share with you the page, the Anki page, so you see how it works. Vamos lá. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here, this is the main page. This is the page where you are going to download Anki to your computer. Okay, the Anki, I use three apps all connected. Okay, Anki. I use one on my computer. It is for the desktop, and you can download it on this page, apps.ankiweb.net. And I also use the Anki available online. You can sync it with the Anki available on your computer. To download, to have access to the Anki online, you go to this page, ankiweb.net, and you create an account. You have to use the same email and password for both apps so you can sync them. If you use a different email or password, it is not going to work. Okay, you have to use the same email and same password so you can sync both apps. And I also use the app you find on your phone. But this is important that you remember, there are more than one Anki apps available. There is one it has the orange symbol. The orange Anki, it is not the same. So here I'm going to show you. I have two apps on my phone. I'm going to show you. Give me a second. Only one of them can sync with these apps that I'm showing you right now. So here you see the orange one, it is a different app. It is not related to this Anki with the blue app. It's a completely different app, okay? It is also good. If you like it, feel free to use it, but you're not going to be able to sync it with Anki Web and the other Anki that I'm talking about. It is a different app, okay? Just so you know, you are free to use whatever you want. The one that I use on my phone is the blue. So the blue one is the one that I use, because then I can sync with the other apps. One detail, the app for the phone, it is called Anki Mobile. It is paid. It is not free, okay? I'm not selling it. I don't win anything with it. I have nothing to do with Anki. I just like it. I just recommend it. If you don't want to spend any money, use the version available for your desktop and the version available online, Anki Web. You don't have to use the one for your phone. You only use it if you want. Okay, if you want, you can download it. It costs like 20 something, I don't remember. But you don't have to download and pay it if you don't want. Okay, it is optional. Muito bom, gente. So let's come back to the page. So I'm going to show you. So the first thing that you have to do to use Anki is to download. So you click on download. I'm not going to do this because I've already done that. So click on download. It works for Apple. It works for, you can choose like Windows, Mac, Linux, blah, blah, blah. It is completely free. And then you have to log in using your email and password, and then come to this page, ankiweb.net, and create your own account. If you are a beginner, I created a deck for beginners. If you look for Speaking Brazilian School, Anki, you find this deck that I created for you guys. So this deck is very beginner level, okay? It's simple. There are almost 600 cards here, including basic vocabulary, basic verb conjugation. It is a deck that I created just to encourage you to start. But to tell the truth, guys, I think that the most important thing about Anki is that you create your own cards. I want you to create your own cards because I don't know what is important for you, what vocabulary you want to learn. So this deck is very basic. Probably the cards are going to be useful for everyone, but you need to create your own cards, okay? If you want to learn. So every time you're studying Portuguese and you think, oh, I should know how to say that, go to Anki and create your card, and that will help you to memorize. So how Anki helps you? Anki works with spaced repetition system. So our brain, as you guys know, forgets almost everything, right? We learn something today and tomorrow it's gone. So that's how our brain works, guys. It forgets everything. It thinks it's not important. And if you don't use, it recognizes as something that's not important, so you just forget it. So a spaced repetition system is going to help you to remember those words at the right time. So you have to study like 2 days in a row and then take a break of 2 days and then you study that card again. So you don't have to think about that because Anki is going to do the math for you. It is going to show you the cards that you need to study that day in order to remember that vocabulary, okay? So this app is very useful to memorize vocabulary, and I recommend you add not only words but also phrases and sentences, okay, to remember, because sometimes you don't know how to use a word in a sentence. So I recommend you add questions and sentences using the word in a context so you memorize everything. So if you have a problem of remembering things, like I never remember vocabulary, I never remember how to say this or that, you need to use Anki. I highly recommend you use Anki. Again, remember, I'm not selling this. It is a free app. It's just a recommendation, okay? And I'm not an expert in Anki. If you have technical problems with it, I'm sorry I cannot help you. But I do recommend you use it. They have a lot of information on the website. If you go to support here, you see a lot of articles. There is a big manual. So I recommend you, if you have problems, that you read the manual to learn how to use Anki, okay? So let's see how I use it. I'm gonna show you guys. So this is my favorite program. It's online. So this is ankiweb.net. So once you log in and once you can create your own deck, right? You can come here, deck, and you can create your own new deck. Or you can add, you can add a new deck, so that's here. Or you can add a new card, okay? So let's go back to decks. These are the decks that I have. I have one in German, because I'm learning German. And I have one, this is the one that I created for you guys. It is Portuguese beginner level. So when you click here, if you want to study Anki, what are you going to do? Every day, you're going to take 10 minutes to study. And then you go to your Anki account, click on the deck, and then you see, okay, I need to learn this, I need to review this. So click on Study Now. and then you see a word. This deck that I created, I added one phrase in English and one in Portuguese. So how it works? So you see here, you're welcome. It's in English, so you have to think about, can you say that in Portuguese? Do you know how to say that in Portuguese? How you just say you're welcome in Portuguese, guys? Let me know in the comments. So in this case, it depends. If you are welcome someone to your house, you would say bem-vindo. But in this case, I mean, when someone says, I thank you, obrigada, how do you answer? You would say de nada, certo? So once you think about the answer and then you click show answer. De nada, you're welcome, de nada. Was it difficult? Was it easy? Was it okay? You have to feed the app. You have, let me see. I know that you guys cannot see it. Give me a second. Let me see if I can move this up. So you see, okay, now you can see it, right? So you have to feed the app. So here below, you see again. If you click again, it means that you didn't remember at all. I don't know how to say you're welcome in Portuguese, so you click again. So it's going to reveal the same card again at the same day, right? If you click hard, the program will know that, okay, it was hard, so I should show this card again soon. If you click good, it will show you in a medium time, so not too far away, but not too soon. And if you click on easy, it will take a longer time to show you. So this app is very important that you tell the app if you think this word is easy or difficult, okay? So I'm gonna click on good, and then it shows up the next card. So I didn't understand. How would you say that in Portuguese? Can you guys tell me in the comments? How would you say that in Portuguese? So think about the answer, say it out loud. So I recommend you say it out loud because then you practice speaking. So I didn't understand in Portuguese. How would you say that? Eu não entendi. Eu não entendi. Did I get it right? Let's see. I'm gonna click on show answer. Eu não entendi. Eu não entendi. I got it right. So now you have to feed. Should I click again because I didn't get it? Hard? Was it hard? Was it good? Was it easy? So you can click, choose the best option for you. You have to be honest with yourself. And then you move on to the next card, okay? So I'm not gonna do all the cards here because we would spend a lot of time. So do this until the end, until it finishes the cards. And then you're done for that day. And then I recommend you do the same thing the next day, okay? You have to study your cards every day to so the app makes, so you have results. Because if you do it once a week, it won't help you much remembering vocabulary. You have to be consistent. You have to do it every day. If you forget one day, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't be sad. But try to do it every day. It takes like 10 minutes. And you can actually, on the settings, you can choose to study for 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It's up to you. Okay, you can organize that on the settings. Okay, guys? So this is important. And then every time I recommend you go back and you add new cards. So let's add a new card here. Let's go add. So, okay, what I would like to learn today? I'm gonna add a new card to the same deck. So I'm gonna add the card. I'm gonna put eu gosto de estudar português. So I would like to learn how to say this sentence, and I want to remember that, how to say eu gosto de estudar português. And then in the back, I'm going to type in English to help me. So I like to study Portuguese. So there, I added my new card. I click on save, and then this card will be shown to me the next time that I study using Anki. Okay, so I recommend that you both study your deck once a day and add at least one card a day. If you add, can you think about it? If you add one new card a day or one one new question, one new sentence a day, you will be added like 300, sorry guys, 365 cards in a year. It's a lot. It's a lot of vocabulary, especially if you type sentences and not words. Okay, it is a lot. So if you add 2 cards a day, you'll be adding 700, more than 700 new cards a year. It's a lot of vocabulary, and the app works. If you use it regularly, it works. Okay, guys? Do you guys have questions? Let me see. So Sina, I downloaded your work deck on Anki, but I can only revise a couple of words. How can I do more per day? So you have to change the settings. You can choose to study for 10 cards a day or 20 cards a day. You have to go to settings. I don't know exactly how to help you with that. You're gonna have to take a look at the support section of Anki. But this you have to do on your desktop. So go to your desktop and you can choose how to use. Let me see if I can share my desktop with you guys. Give me a second. Let me see if I can show the Anki. Can you guys see my Anki? Yeah, so this is the desktop app, okay? And it is, if I click on sync, it is going to sync with my the account that I have online and my other accounts. You can go to, I don't know where you see it. So here it's Portuguese. If I go here, I see options. So here in options, you see, look here, Sina. So this is where you're going to change that. You can change order, show new cards in order, added. You see, you can change a lot of things according to what you prefer, according to your preference. You can change here, show new cards in random order or in order added. You can study 20 cards a day. This is the one that I use, but you can add, you can show, if you have more time, you can study 100 cards a day. Or if you have less time, you can study 10 new cards a day. Okay, you can change the interval here. You can add like easy, it is 4 days. You can change that too. If you need to review things more constantly, you can make it 2 days. So you can change all this. You can change all these details when you go to your Anki app. So it has to be on the desktop app, okay? To change all these configurations, use the desktop app. Okay, guys? Muito bom. So questions about Anki, guys. I'm gonna move on to the next topic, which is also very important. So the next topic I would like to talk to you about is about imitation exercise. This is so important. This is the second most important thing that you need to use. I'm not saying that one is more important than the other, but it is 2 tools that I use, 2 techniques that I use a lot. I use Anki app, spaced repetition system regularly, and I do a lot of imitation exercises. Seriously, it helps me so much. It helps with the pronunciation. It helps building up vocabulary. I'm gonna show you what this means. What is it? I'm gonna share with you my my screen again. So you can download this material on the website, guys. So exercício de imitação or imitation exercise. What does it mean? It means, the name says everything, right? You have to imitate, to mimic someone else. Of course, you want to mimic a native speaker, right? So you have to choose a podcast or a video of someone you like, someone that you can, and also it is important to choose an audio that it is good for your level. Because if you are a beginner and if you choose a podcast where people speak too fast, you won't be able to imitate them, okay? So you need to choose someone that is that you can really understand what they are saying, so you can imitate their sound. So I have a couple of recommendations for you guys. I recommend for beginners my podcast, Speaking Brazilian Podcast, because I speak clearly in a very slow pace, okay? If you compare the way that I speak with other Brazilians, you see that it is much easier to follow what I'm saying. I speak clearly, so I recommend that you use my podcast for beginner levels. And if you want a challenge, if you are more intermediate or advanced level, I recommend the podcast Café Brasil podcast. They speak naturally, so you'll be able to really see how people speak and imitate them. I'm going to show you their websites. So let's go back here. I'm going to share my other screen with you. Okay. So here you find my website, my podcast, Speaking Brazilian Podcast. It is available on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and a lot of other places. Just look for it, Speaking Brazilian Podcast. It is available everywhere. So I recommend it, even if you're intermediate level, I think it's going to be useful for you. But if you want to challenge, guys, Café Brasil podcast. It is excellent, and you can just click, let's click on the one here, Cafezinho Livre com Dado Schneider. So you click here, you can listen to the audio, and you can read the transcription. So this is amazing, right? It helps a lot. If it is difficult to understand at the beginning, you can read and listen at the same time, and also do the exercise, which is to speak and imitate the pronunciation of the native speaker, the pronunciation, the intonation, everything you hear, you imitate, okay? My podcast, Speaking Brazilian Podcast, also offers transcription. You can read the text on my blog, okay? speakingbrazilian.com/blog. You find the transcription also of my podcast. Okay, so these two podcasts I highly recommend. And now I'm going to show you how I do imitation exercise because I want you to be clear. I want to be clear of how this technique works. It is an excellent technique, and I recommend that you do every day. What I do usually, I go for a walk at the park. I put on my headphones. I listen to a podcast in French, which is my favorite language to do imitation exercise. And then I walk on the streets and I speak in French, like imitating everything I hear. People must think that I'm a bit crazy, but I really don't care. It is an excellent exercise. I also do that when I'm doing the dishes or things like that. So it is very important. It's a very excellent technique. So I'm going to show you how I do. So this is one of also my favorite podcasts. It's a new podcast from my teacher, Yasmin Lezire. I have French classes with her regularly. She also speaks Portuguese. She's also my student. I love her. If you're learning French, guys, I highly recommend her podcast. It's a new podcast. She just started. And her podcast is excellent for practicing imitation exercise because she speaks really clear, a very beautiful, clear French. So I'm going to show you guys how I do this exercise. I hope you can hear the audio well. Let's see. I'm going to show you how I do in French, okay? So be patient with me. I'm going to speak in French, but just for a few seconds. So let's see. So I'm going to show you two techniques. One technique is more easier and the other a little bit more advanced. So I'm going to show you how I do it, okay? So I'm going to focus here, French time. Let's do it.
Vous êtes nombreux à me poser des questions sur les réseaux sociaux.
Vous êtes nombreux à me poser des questions sur les réseaux sociaux.
Sur certains points précis de la langue française.
Sur certains points précis de la langue française.
Aujourd'hui, je vais répondre à la question de Davidé.
Aujourd'hui, je vais répondre à la question de Davidé. So you see, so this technique that I used is like I listen, I pause, and I repeat. I listen, I pause, and I repeat. This is easy to do, right? You just have to be patient. You pause and you repeat, and you can come back and do it again. Did you see that I tried to imitate her intonation? Of course, it's hard for me. Speaking French is not super easy, but I try to imitate the way that she speaks. So let's come back. I'm going to show you a more advanced technique, which is to repeat immediately after her, without pausing. So this is more complicated. You need a little bit more you need to be more comfortable with the language to do that. This is usually what I do when I'm walking because I don't have time to pause and continue. I just like speak whatever I can. Sometimes I skip a few words. It's totally fine. Okay, let's see if I can show you guys.
Vous êtes nombreux à me poser des questions sur les réseaux sociaux sur certains points précis de la langue française. Aujourd'hui, je vais répondre à la question de Davidé qu'il m'a posée sur ma page Facebook.
Tu vois? Vocês viram, pessoal? Did you see, guys? So this is the shadowing technique or imitate. I think it could call shadowing technique or imitation exercise. I like a lot this second one to repeat right after the person, but to do that, it needs to be someone who speaks a little bit slow, right? If someone speaks too fast, it is just impossible to do that. And also, it needs to be a level that you are comfortable with. This exercise is a little bit tiresome. Like after 10, 15 minutes, you will feel tired. It's totally normal, okay? But it is so good, guys, because it makes you focus. Because to repeat what someone is saying in a different language, it makes you stop and focus. And you need to understand what the person is saying. And sometimes if you don't understand a word, you understand by context. So you also learn a lot of vocabulary. Okay, so this, and it is important to repeat out loud as I did, and that will also help you with your pronunciation. So you see, there are only good things about this exercise. It's excellent. I highly recommend you do imitation exercises. I recommend you do this every day. If you add it to your routine, you can do as I do, just like listen, go for a walk with your dog, listen to a podcast and do your imitate. You don't have to speak too loud to not, scare people on the streets. You can speak like in a low tone of voice. Do it at home and I promise it will help you a lot with your Portuguese and other languages that you are learning, okay? Questions, guys? Perguntas? He wasn't here by German.
A lot of people were doing the same thing with your with your YouTube. A lot of people are doing the same thing.
Sim, Rob is saying that you guys do that with my YouTube channel. Yeah. So, yeah, my YouTube channel is a good source of a place that you could use to practice imitation exercises. It is interesting because you see my mouth, so you can also imitate. So the good thing about videos is that you can see the mouth and try to imitate the position of the lips, right? So this is also good. But if you cannot stop to watch a video, you can just use a podcast, which is also useful. Muito bom, gente. Perguntas, questions? Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next, to the last. Okay, okay, perfeito, Vicky. Guys, you wanna listen me to speak German? It's too difficult for me, guys. Ich spreche kein Deutsch. Ich lerne Deutsch. I can't speak it really yet. I can say a few sentences, but I cannot have a conversation in German at all. I'll get to that. And I listen to radio in German every day, actually. I cannot understand 100% what they say, but I understand a few words. And every time I understand a word, I repeat it out loud. I'm proud of myself. Oh, I got that word. And then I repeat it out loud. It's a good exercise. If you don't understand everything, you don't have to understand everything. You can just listen to it. It helps you to get used to the language and just repeat the words that you do understand, right? Muito bom, gente. Muito bom. Agora eu vou compartilhar. I'm going to share the other screen with you guys. Okay, so the last thing I'd like to talk to you about is about conversation scripts. I've talked about this a little bit in other videos. So this is very simple. I would like to recommend that you write very short paragraphs about yourself, about things that you like to talk about. So think about topics that you usually talk with your friend, like things that you like to do, about your routine, about your job, right? About your projects, about your trips, the last trip that you made, the next trip that you're going to make. So I recommend that you write several short scripts and then memorize them so you'll be ready to speak when you need. Okay, this helps a lot. I know that in the beginning it seems like, oh, a lot of memorization, but actually this will help you to understand the language better, because you have to stop and think, how am I going to say this, how am I going to say that. If you have a teacher, you can ask her help or his help. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of scripts. For example, normal things that you always, when you introduce yourself to someone for the first time, things that you always say in Portuguese. Por exemplo, de onde você é? Onde você mora? O que você faz? O que você gosta de fazer nas horas livres? So you have to know how to answer all these questions, because this is super basic. And when you meet someone new, a Brazilian, you for sure have to answer these kind of questions, okay? So I want you guys we won't have time to do a lot of this in class, but I want you guys to stop and think a little bit about, let's only talk about things that you like to do. I want you to stop and write down. You can write on a piece of paper, or you can go directly to the comments and write in the comments. Think about things that you like to do. How would you answer this question? O que você gosta de fazer nas horas livres? So I recommend you create short scripts. I gave you a lot of examples of short scripts in this exercise, in this sheet. So you see here, I recommend you do this. This first one is to answer about where are you from, where do you live, o que você faz, o que você gosta de fazer, o que você não gosta de fazer, sua comida favorita. So all this stuff I recommend, and I gave you one template talking about myself. And I recommend you use this space if you want to print it out, or you can just use any notebook. And I recommend that you write down your script. Okay, this is going to help you a lot, because then next week you meet someone who is a Brazilian or who speaks Portuguese, and if you already did this exercise and if you already practice it, and I do recommend you practice out loud, okay? Writing is one thing, speaking is another thing. It will be much easier to speak because you already practice, right? You're ready to speak. Of course, having a long conversation is a whole new thing and whole new topic, but this is the beginning, okay? This is the beginning. And if your level is more advanced, you can just create more advanced scripts. For instance, if you're already intermediate level, write a paragraph about politics, about Brazilian politics, about complex topics, okay? You don't have to stick to the beginner level, okay? I recommend, if you are a beginner, recommend we start with very basic things, but you can also do this exercise at all levels. If you are intermediate, you can talk about other things, and you have to adapt. You can easily adapt this exercise to your level, okay? So the next one that I recommend is to talk about your routine. Normalmente, você acorda cedo ou tarde? Você trabalha todos os dias? Você cozinha todos os dias? Você vai à academia? O que você faz nos fins de semana? So all these questions are super common in conversation. I recommend that you prepare. If you are a beginner, get ready to answer and talk about these topics. Okay, so these only added these two ones. And then I also recommend you do the same exercise using past tense, using future tense, and other tenses. You can do this exercise about a lot of things, okay? This is very useful. And I also recommend you use Anki to help you remember. So first you do your exercises, and then you go to Anki and you add sentences, questions, things that you need help to memorize. Okay, I do that a lot. I have a regular class with my German teacher. After the class, I sit down, I review the lesson, and I write down a lot of important sentences that I want to remember, and then I go to my Anki app and I add all these sentences to Anki, okay? Only the ones that I really want to remember, because, our brains are limited. They cannot learn a bunch of things at the same time. You need to learn one thing at a time. So I only add to Anki the things that I really find important and that I really want to remember, okay? Questions, guys? Perguntas? Muito bom, excelente. Let me see what else I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna see some of your comments. Muito bom. Muito bom. Marcela diz, quando vejo seus vídeos, repito tudo que você diz. Muito bom, excelente, Marcela. I'm glad my videos are useful for you. Muito bom. Muito bom, gente. I'm looking for questions. Let me know if you guys have questions. Omar, livros que você possa compartilhar conosco, de histórias que sejam de conversas para ler e praticar pronúncia. I have a list of books that I recommend. Send me an email and I'm going to send you a link with the books that I recommend. Yes, I recommend... if you're looking for something easy, it depends on your level, right? So yeah, so send me an email and I'm going to send you a recommendation of books. Omar. Muito bom. Muito bom, gente. Recomendação de rádio.
Eu falei CBN.
Okay, so yeah, so Rob says that Victor is looking for a recommendation of radio. Yes, I really like CBN, CBN. It is excellent. It's a Brazilian radio. They have a lot of interesting shows. And my favorite one is Professor Pasquale. It is actually a Portuguese teacher, professor, actually. He's Brazilian and he teaches Portuguese to Brazilians. So it's a high level Portuguese. I love him. Professor Pasquale. He has this a podcast and show on CBN. Very good radio, guys, for learning Portuguese. Muito bom, gente. Mais alguma pergunta? Let me know if you guys have questions about the lesson. I hope it was useful for you guys. I really believe that all these tools are useful and I do recommend that you use all these tools. So we still have a few minutes. If you have also questions about my courses, let me know. I would like to remind you that today is the last day. So if you were not here at the beginning of the class, I would like to remind you that today is the last day to sign up for one of my courses until 11:55 this evening. I offer 3 courses: beginner level, pre-intermediate level, which is a review of the beginner's course in a more conversational way, and the academy, which is an upper intermediate and advanced course. Okay, so I do recommend, if you want to learn Portuguese with me and my team, I recommend you sign up for one of these courses. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the course.
Question about academy. Will all the students be together or some kind of level?
Okay, so someone is asking about the levels in the academy. So the academy is a place to practice a conversation. All the students, I don't divide in levels. So all students are intermediate/advanced levels. Some students are more advanced than others. But this has never been a problem because everyone learns a lot from the other students. So it is like an upper intermediate/advanced level. So I find that students who are advanced, they find it very useful, and students who are intermediate, they also find it very useful because it is the place to practice conversation. And we also if you are advanced, you are going to review advanced grammar. If you are intermediate, you're going to learn advanced grammar. So this course is really useful for all levels of starting from upper intermediate and up. Okay, it is a place to practice conversation. It is not a regular course with beginning, middle, and end. I am planning to on opening a advanced only class. But I'm not sure yet when I'll do that because the classes are really working very well the way things are. The students are very happy and they all have an opportunity to practice in class. Classes are small, 10 to 15 tops, not more than that. Usually a little bit less students in class, per class, okay? Okay, so let me see. So Nina is asking... let me move the place. How work WhatsApp helping during pre-intermediate workshop. So the WhatsApp is super fun, guys. I create a WhatsApp group with all the students. It is not mandatory, it is optional, so not all students join the WhatsApp group. So the WhatsApp group is the place to ask questions. You can ask questions at any time. I read and answer questions on WhatsApp almost every day. I also post extra assignments, speaking assignments, like challenges. I would like you to answer this question, guys, in Portuguese. And then if you post your question, I'm going to give you feedback. So it's a support group via WhatsApp. You can have contact regularly with your teacher and the other students on the same level. Okay, so there is a WhatsApp group for pre-intermediate level, a WhatsApp group for beginner level, and a WhatsApp group for advanced level. Muito boa pergunta, great question. Let me see. What?
About the pre-intermediate, do you review the essential vocabulary? Isaac Peterson.
So Isaac Peterson's asking about the pre-intermediate. Do you review the essential vocabulary? Yes. So the pre-intermediate course, it is a review of the most essential vocabulary, but it is more practical, and there is more Portuguese in class. So classes are 80% in Portuguese in the beginning, and then more and more Portuguese as the class advances. But we do review all the essential content, basic content in class. Okay? Very good question. Francesco, no, I don't teach English. I had taught English in the past, but I don't. I focus on Portuguese now. So, can you join only the Speaking Brazilian Academy? I'm not sure what you mean, John. You mean not join the other courses? Yes, you can if it is your level. If your level is upper intermediate or advanced, the academy is the ideal course for you. But if you are a beginner, the answer is no. If you are a beginner, you need to start from the beginning. Okay, you need to take the beginner's course and then the pre-intermediate course and then the academy. Because if you jump into the academy without having any experience in Portuguese, class will be too difficult for you. So it depends on your level. But if your level is intermediate or advanced, yes, you can join the academy. You don't have to take the other courses. Okay? Muito bom, John. Você vai fazer isso com mais frequência? You mean the lessons on YouTube, Joey? Yes, I had the Brazilian Portuguese Week last year. So this is the second year. I'm planning on doing this again probably next year. And I also have a couple of live classes during the year, but I don't know when yet. Okay, if you sign up for my channel and also my newsletter, you will know when I have the next live classes. Okay, and I also teach, just a reminder, guys, on my Facebook group. If you join my Facebook group, we go to Speaking Brazilian Language School group. It is free. You can just ask to join, and I accept everyone. You have to answer the questions, and you need to have a profile picture because it is important for the quality of the group. And I teach. I don't teach classes there, but I have a short Q&A every Wednesday. So it is a very nice place to be in contact with other learners of Brazilian Portuguese and also be in contact with me. I'll always be there every Wednesday to talk to you and answer your questions, okay? Muito bom, gente. What else? How could I join the WhatsApp group? Vicky, if you signed up for one of my courses, you have to add your phone number in the registration form, and I'll add all students who gave me their phone numbers to the WhatsApp group on Monday, okay? I don't have a WhatsApp group for students who are not enrolled in my paid courses, okay? Only for students who are enrolled in my paid courses. So more questions. So Nancy is asking, Oi, Nancy, I've enrolled, so what's the next step to start? So Nancy, I don't know what is your level. I don't remember. So if your level is, it doesn't matter your level about this. Actually, you have access to the first module on Monday, on May 4th. Okay, you have access to the first material, and I recommend that you study this material at your own pace. And your first live class will also be next week. I'm still organizing the live classes groups because I do this manually. I offer a couple of options, and then I have to organize the groups because I have to organize in a way that there are not only like about 10 to 15 students per class, not more than that. So we have time to help you everyone in the class. So I am going to organize all this, and I'm going to send you an email with the confirmation of your first live class. So you'll be added to the live class that you selected in your registration form. I ask you to select 2 options, and I'm going to add you to one of those options. I'm going to try to add you to the first option, but not that it is not always possible because classes are limited. Okay, if I cannot add you to the first option, I'm going to add you to the second option, and I'm going to send you an email with the confirmation of your first live class on Monday or Tuesday at most. Okay, Nancy? So, Nathan. Oi, Nathan, tudo bem? I am on the Brazilian Academy and I want to take the pre-intermediate to pay. Do I pay for both the academy and also the class charge? If you want to take both classes, yes, you need to pay for them separately. They are different courses and with different teachers probably, so you need to pay for them separately. But if you don't want to take both classes at the same time, you can cancel your subscription to the academy and then take the pre-intermediate course, and then you can sign up for the academy again. Okay, you don't have to pay both at the same time if you don't want. Just let me know, email me, and I'm gonna help you with that. Okay. Muito bom. So Joshua, maybe it's on your website, but how long does each module take, more or less, for the beginner's class? 4 modules, 12 weeks. Actually, Joshua, I divided the course in 3 parts. So we have 4 modules in the first part, 4 modules in the second part, and 4 modules in the third part. So you will have access to 12 modules, 1 module per week, okay? But I'm gonna send you an email every Monday with the link for the new module. But if you go to the courses page and you see all the courses available, you see that there are 3 parts and each part has 4 modules. Okay, if it is too confusing, email me and I'm gonna send you the links to all of that, so it will be more clear for you. Muito bom. What else, guys? So Rock Lee. Oi, Rock, tudo bem? Hi, Virginia. I signed up for the beginner's course, but I haven't heard anything about what time my class is. How can I find out? Muito excited. Muito bom.
There's another thing.
Okay.
He said again, I picked a time during the sign up, but I also had to pick a second option as a backup. So which one it would be?
Okay, so I just see that you also asked, you picked up 2 times, right? So yes, so in the registration form, I ask you guys to select 2 times. Why do I do that? Because classes are limited. The number of students in each class is limited, so I have to organize the groups in a way that I don't have like too many students in one class and few students in the other class. That's why I ask you to select 2 options. I am going to try to place you in your first option, but if it is not possible, if the class is already full, I'm going to place you in your second option. Okay, I will send you a confirmation of your class on Monday or Tuesday at most, but probably on Monday, May 4th, okay? So I recommend you have access to the first module on Monday. I recommend you start studying and listening, watching the videos and studying the PDFs and the material, and you receive a confirmation via email of your group, of your class, and you always receive every week an email with a link for your class 1 hour prior to each class, okay? I hope it's clear. If it is not clear, let me know or email me and I'm going to show you and explain you this better to you guys. More questions, guys? Very good questions. I'm seeing here like Patricia is sending me the questions because sometimes I cannot see all the questions, guys. I think I answered all your questions. That's perfect. Muito bom. So Daniele asked, which Brazilian accent would you recommend imitating? Oh, that's a matter of taste, whatever you prefer. I love accents. I love the accent from Minas Gerais is my favorite. I also love the accent from the South. My accent is from São Paulo. There are so many beautiful accents. I recommend you choose the one that you like the most, or the one if you have Brazilian friends, you can imitate their accent. Muito bom, excelente. What else, guys? More questions? So Paulina is asking about the imitation exercise, right, Paulina? What do you do if you run into a word you don't understand? Yeah, sometimes that happens. If I'm doing the exercise while I'm walking, it is hard to stop. I just jump. I just don't say the word. Yeah. Just continue and pretend that nothing happened. Don't let yourself be discouraged if there is one word that you don't understand. Sometimes you can get it from the context. Muito bom, guys. Very good questions. So, which classes will you personally give and which ones not? I'm still organizing this, so I still don't know, Joey. But I want you guys to know that I work with two teachers now, Patricia and Alexandra. They are both excellent teachers with a lot of experience in teaching Portuguese. And we all have a training every week. We train together. So they were trained by me to follow the same style. It's the same style of classes. All classes are prepared by me. And we meet every week to talk about the lessons. So you will be in good hands. And in addition to your regular weekly classes with your teacher, it's going to be either Patricia, Alexandra, or me, you still have one extra live class with me once a month. So this is for all students. It doesn't matter which level you choose. I have one review session at beginner level is review session once a month with all the students. It's super fun. We review everything. It is a very nice class. I put everyone together. It's super nice once a month. And also for the pre-intermediate and intermediate level, it is more a Q&A session because there is not much things material to review, so just practice Q&A and a little bit of a free conversation. I call it bate-papo. So this is also once a month. So you will all have classes with me. All students have classes with me at least once a month, okay? And so that's it. I hope I answered your question. Okay, guys, what else? So Sina is asking, so I can sign up for the academy, and when it's too difficult, can I cancel? Yes, the academy is a membership you can cancel at any time. If you find it difficult, you can cancel. You can switch to another class. Okay, if you think, oh, it's too difficult or too easy, if it is the case, the academy is never too easy. But just let me know, and I'm gonna place you in another class. Okay? Muito bom, gente! Quando você vai apresentar as outras duas? So Patricia is here in the class. He's in the chat. I'm gonna plan to have make a video with both of them. It's gonna be super fun, and it is interesting because we three have different accents. So it will be interesting to see the way that we speak. Each one of us have a different accent. Muito bom, gente. More questions? Let me know. So Romina Moreno is asking. O que é bate-papo? Bate-papo is a very informal way of saying conversation. So, por exemplo, eu gosto de bater papo com minha amiga. I like to chat with my friend. So, you could translate as chat. It is an informal way of saying conversation. Bate-papo, tá bem? Muito bom, gente. Excelente. So, let me know if you guys have more questions. I'm so excited about this class, and I'm excited about my new courses. I know that a lot of you have signed up for my courses. I hope you are as excited as I am. If you guys have any questions about your courses, email me. I answer all my emails. My email is virginia@speakingbrazilian.com. Any questions about your courses, let me know, email me. And if you have not signed up yet, and if you have a question also, feel free to email me. I'll be answering emails this afternoon. And okay, let's move on to the giveaway. You have one more question?
Do you have free trials for intermediate in or academy?
Okay, so I see Sam. Do you have free trials for intermediate in or academy? so we can better. Okay, sure. Well, I cannot offer trials. You can try the classes if you sign up. So I recommend that you join one of the classes to try them. And if you don't like it, or if you think it is not your level, you can switch to another class. Or some students, they sign up for both classes and then you cancel and receive a refund. I offer a refund, no questions asked, guys. You can ask for a refund at any time within 30 days. If you don't like it, or if you realize that, okay, that's not what I want, or any other reason, personal reason, doesn't matter, just let me know. I'll send you a full refund. So in this case, if you want to try both classes, I recommend you sign up for both. Just try them out and then let me know, okay, Virginia, I'd like to continue in the pre-intermediate class or like to continue in the academy. Please send me a refund for this class and I'm going to send you a full refund, okay? So a lot of students do that, and a lot of students, not a lot of students, but some students decide to take both classes and continue with both classes to have like more help. So you want to take the classes in the academy to practice more, to challenge yourself, but you also need to review, so you can take both classes if you want, if that's what you want. So it's totally up to you, but if you want to try, I do recommend you just sign up and then let me know and I'll send you a refund for the class that you don't want to continue taking. Okay, try it for a couple of weeks. I recommend at least 2 weeks to feel it and see how it is, and then let me know and I'll cancel your membership or your your registration and send you a refund. Okay, Sam? Muito bom. So I have Ahmed. When I enroll in one course, I will be able to access all lessons of the course, or I have to wait each week for the new lesson? You have access to one new module a week. Okay, the academy is a membership. You have access to a lot of material for as long as you remain a member. In the beginner's course, you have access to one new module a week. But once the course finishes, the course is yours. You can download the lessons. You have a lifetime access to the course. Okay. Excellent questions, guys. Muito bom. To stay in both courses, do you have to pay double? Yeah, you have to pay for each course. So if you want to take 2 courses, you do have to pay for both courses, okay? If you decide to take 2 courses. But as I said, if you just want to try for a couple of weeks, then you have like the guarantee. I gave you a guarantee of 30 days from the day of purchase, okay? You have to let me know within 30 days from the day of purchase. If you want to just try, you can then ask for a refund. But if you want to complete each course and continue in each course, you do have to pay for both courses, okay? Muito bom, Libby. Muito bom, gente. Awesome. So let's do our giveaway. You have a sorteio, giveaway of a pronunciation training session with me. So Patricia chose Lacey Skier. Lacey, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm sorry. Lacey Skier, how to say that? I don't know. So you are a winner. Congratulations. Parabéns, Lacey. Lacey, send me an email to virginia@speakingbrazilian.com, and I'm going to send you more information about the pronunciation training, okay? So send me an email, and also Patricia is going to tag you in the comments. Lacey Skier, you are the winner of a pronunciation coaching session with me. Okay, guys, excellent. Just checking if you guys have any other last question before we finish. So, Daniele, the lesson that the students have with Virginia once a month is a one-on-one lesson or a group lesson? Wow, it would be impossible for me to teach one-on-one. There are hundreds of students taking the courses. So the classes I teach once a month, it is a group lesson. All classes are in group. You do have the option to sign up for one-on-one lessons if you want. So you just have to, when you sign up, you have sometimes the option to add private lessons if you want. Or you can just email me and I'm going to send you information about it. So if you want to have one-on-one classes with me, with our teachers. You can sign up for that, but I don't teach one-on-one lessons. It is not included in the course, okay? Because it would be really impossible. There are a lot of students. There is not enough time to do that. I'm going to show you, Danielle, where you can see this. Just give me 1 second. So if you go to the courses page, so if you click, I don't think I offer this option anymore. So for instance, the pre-intermediate workshop, if you click here, you see there is an option with 3 private sessions. Okay, so this is one option. If you sign up for the Academy, there is also one option that includes one 101 session a month. So there are options. And if you want to add more classes, you can also buy extra classes. Just email me and I'm going to send you more information about it. Okay? Ótimo. Muito bom, gente. What else? Any other question before we finish? Thank you so much for joining me today. I think I answered all your questions. I'm sorry if I have not answered your question. You can email me and I'll be happy to answer your questions via email. Thank you so much for joining me. It was so fun to be with you this week. I'm very happy to be here with you. And don't forget to go to my Instagram account and do the challenge. Share with me, record a video of yourself, and share with me one tip, one thing that you do to learn Portuguese. And do this on my Instagram account, Speaking Brazilian School on my Instagram. Okay? So I'll talk to you later and see you next class. Até a próxima aula. Um beijo e até mais! Tchau, tchau!